Well, I'm going to try again. I recorded a video, and there was, first of all, on my new computer, it didn't record at all. I mean, I just couldn't make the thing work. I went to my old computer, recorded a video, and there was no sound. All the way through, no sound. That happened a couple of days ago, and I thought the problem was corrected when I went to the new computer, but it's no, anyway, lots of problems. I'm going to try again. The title, the title is appropriate, and I wrote this blurb early this morning, or maybe even last night, I'm not sure. It's called Windows 10 and Other Issues. Wow, so many people don't like Windows, and especially not Windows 10, which they warn me is an elaborate spying device that exceeds previous versions. My truth is that I avoided it until Spybot allowed my new laptop, 2 months old, to become infected with Cerber ransomware that corrupted all my document and email files, making it impossible to open them. Fortunately, uploading and installing Windows 10 fixed the problem. So, does it matter to me that they spy on me? If it did, why would I post videos on YouTube and Facebook virtually every day since January 2011? As one friend pointed out, why do you think they, the government, would waste their time? Oh, and I have an extra letter in there. I thought I fixed that earlier, but I guess not. Waste their time on someone like me who only draws a small audience. He makes a good point. I'm just an old man who has had a vision of a better world since childhood, who wants to share that vision with those who choose to see it. So to me, Windows 10 is a non-issue. There are much more serious issues we face if we do not get help in reversing New World Order plans to totally dominate the world and remove virtually all freedom for humanity. Until I either die or see positive changes, I will continue to speak out. I guess I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to keep using the internet, and there's certainly issues that I had. I ended up actually uninstalling Logitech software. I totally uninstalled it from my new computer and reinstalled it. Uh, Hopefully that will resolve the issue, and I will be able to continue as I've been doing for a long time. But this Windows 10 thing uh, really throws a curve at me, uh, having the issues that I had just in the. I mean, I've been working at this computer for over an hour trying to resolve this issue. I shut my phone down so that it doesn't ring and interrupt me, and I do that when sometimes I forget, but I try to remember to turn my phone, the ringer on my phone off, so I don't get interrupted, especially if I'm uh, doing a video during business hours, and even in the evenings when uh, people that I don't want to call me try calling me oftentimes. But uh, I've been challenged in this issue now, and I'm trying to say, well, Windows 10 is not a problem. Well, Windows 10 just did it, but I realized I shut the computer down when I went to church today. That was the first time I've shut it off since I came up with and loaded Windows 10. And when I brought it back up, it wanted a password. Now, it hasn't been asking me for a password. It's just been opening. And it was interesting because when it asked me for a password, I noticed that there's two ways that you can open it. You can open it in Dell, which is the brand of the computer, or I can open it in Ron. That's the one that requires the password. Well, I've been opening it in Dell since I downloaded Windows 10. And so everything is on Dell. It's not on Ron. And I don't know what the files look like. I'm almost afraid to open any of the files in Ron because it says that it downloaded everything as it was before. Well, if it's as it was before, it's got all sorts of stuff on it that I don't want infecting my computer. That's the whole reason that I did the Windows 10 thing. But the other issues are related to the Windows 10 thing and why I ended up having to get it, because people in the government that work for the government are scared to death that people are going to wake up, and they don't want the awakening. They want to continue their fraud of their monetary system and their court systems and their government systems and their military operations and all of the things that the so-called elite establishment does to maintain control over the human race. And I don't even, I feel I was born, as I said in the video, I was born to help bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. That was my known purpose since I was a child. I mean, I was just a little kid. I wasn't even 10 years old when I recognized that I was here for a purpose. And I told my family when I was yet a teenager that's what it was. And they told me, well, they told me when I was 18, we gave you to God before you were even born, before you were conceived. We gave you to God. And so I've always had that spiritual inclination, and I've always had a vision. Now, I've changed what the kingdom of God is in my mind, of what it's supposed to be. All I see it now is just a reversal of the domination control grid that has been superimposed over planet Earth and over humanity, and to restore our natural talents, gifts, and abilities that we were created with at the very beginning. Because let's face it, folks, if you go back and look at the ancient worlds that now, although the pyramids and everything, the pyramids are all over the world, even under the ocean. And this was a civilization that was much more advanced than us. We could not build a pyramid with the size of the rocks that they used. And these are rocks, not concrete. It's not something that's poured into a mold and put, even if it was poured into a mold, they are so huge and so heavy, they cannot be lifted. And even if they use the cranes that we have today, I doubt they could lift some of these stones. It would be certainly a challenge, but certainly humans that didn't have such technology would not have been able to even lift them. So they were using some other kind of mental technology, I suspect, or spiritual technology that has nothing to do with our current physical realities. We are not advanced. We are primitives who are just beginning to have things start to be opened up for us. That's why they're so afraid. They being the Illuminati, they being the control freaks that want to keep the monetary system and the business system and everything else running like it was, so that they can keep enslaving most of humanity, even the police and the military, that thinks that because they're given the power to abuse people and to kill people and stuff like that gives them some kind of supernatural rights. It doesn't, but it's all deception. Everything in our world is deception. And we need to wake up to that, and many people are waking up. Still a small percentage, because they control the media. And even the media that's not as controlled, namely the internet, they certainly have a presence there to try to cause confusion and disrupt things as much as they possibly can. I don't know if they're playing a role in this. Again, I'm just a small potato, right? I'm just one little old man, not even 70 years old yet, although I'll be 70 this year, trying to get people to wake up and realize that we are created in God's image with talents, gifts, and abilities that have not been yet restored, but they're being restored. And I'd like to have some of them restored to me. I actually feel like I've diminished over time in some respects, because I used to have a pictographic memory that I could take a mental picture of something and I could see it and call it back at the sight. I can't do that anymore like I used to. I can't see the pages in the book and how things are laid out. I lost that ability, and I don't even know how I lost it. I was still a kid. But in any case, I live for the changes. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this Windows 10 if this problem keeps up, but it's certainly challenging to me, and it's something that I would rather not have to deal with. I'd rather things just work smoothly. So thank you for listening and putting up with me for 10 more minutes. May God bless you, and namaste.